Welcome back to Clock Out. I'm the Junior State Merengue Champion from 1993, Jay Frosting, and I'm excited to introduce my guest today who comes to us from the newly formed eBay Studios, Crisp Checkers. Hi there, Mr. Checkers.
Please. Crisp was my father's name. Call me Mr. Checkers.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Checkers. It's so good of you to take the time to come on our show. And with this brand new bold announcement, tell me all about eBay Studios. What does that even mean?
Well, listen. As we all know, the future of entertainment is not in television or in movies, but it's on the internet. Amazon Studios just won a bunch of Golden Globes for their show Transparent, which I haven't seen, but I love. So, I'm saying eBay Studios.
Yeah.
We've got the capital. We've got the talent, me. I'm thinking we get out there, we make a bunch of TV shows, movies, web series. Next thing you know, we're rolling in even more money. What do you think?
I think that's bold and risky, and I think life is all about taking risks.
Hey, when you walk outside, you take a risk. When you start your car, you take a risk. When you peek through your ex-wife's shades after throwing a series of small stones at the back of her boyfriend's head to get a good look at his face, you take a risk. Life's all about risk.
Yeah, I don't know about the starting the car so much. Unless people are trying to assassinate
If
me.
you're not worth killing, you're not worth talking to. Goodbye.
Oh, no, please.
JK.
Whew. That was going to be the shortest show ever.
You could market that.
What have you heard about Transparent, and what do you love about it?
It's sort of like a take on 9 to 5, where imagine if the evil boss's character from 9 to 5 was like the protagonist of a show. Dabney Coleman puts on a dress and just gets in there, gets right down in there and tries to see what's it like to be a lady. And I hear it's pretty tough. You know, it's kind of like, what's it like to be a lady on the subway? And then like maybe like a ruffian tries to like pinch his butt. Oh. And then he takes off the wig and he's like, you're going to get punched in the mouth. I believe that's his catchphrase. So what if you had all the prettiness of a lady, but all the powers of a man? Transparent.
Amazing that was entirely 100% inaccurate. So we'll just pretend I didn't ask the question. It's okay. You should watch the show. In fact, I believe that they're streaming it without the need for a Prime membership today, or maybe throughout the weekend.
Sounds like a bad business decision.
Give that a try. But switching gears, you said that you.
See at eBay, we don't give shit away for free.
No.
You think I'm going to just be like, oh, for this Saturday only, you can get all the Star Wars customizable card game cards you want for free. I'd be out on the street in no time. You know, out on the street with my ex-wife's boyfriend, mixing up trouble. That guy is so handsome. He's a good-looking guy. Look, I don't blame her.
You're not so bad yourself.
Sounds like there's going to be a future Mr. Checkers to be added to me. Please call me Mr. Checkers.
It might be bigamy. I will call you Mr. Checkers for now.
Bigamy? I'm not into that.
No.
You bring that stuff back to New Mexico, or wherever the hell they shot that HBO series about bigamy, Sex in the City.
You know, I just now noticed that Big Love and Bigamy have the same start.
Yeah. Isn't the first line of Big Love like taking in multiple wives? That's pretty bigamy. And then doesn't Bill Bellamy walk in and be like, actually, I think you meant Bellamy. Isn't Big Love the adventures of Bill Bellamy trying to get a stand-up act going? I heard it's a lot like Louis.
No.
What?
No.
Where? Ugh.
So
look, I have to stop assuming that I know what a show is from the poster.
Yeah, you could ask Siri or Cortana instead, and you could probably get a pretty good summary that way.
Cortana, you say?
I think that's what it's called on Windows.
Someone sounds like I'm being interviewed by a real pervert. No offense.
I just found out that Cortana is a character in the Microsoft game Halo, which I guess
in the Halo series. Yes.
Yeah.
Cortana, she's the sexy lady you got to save. She's the damsel in distress.
But can't you? Oh no, I'm thinking of Mass Effect. I got confused. There's a one where you can change the gender of your character, so I thought maybe all the other genders.
Oh yeah, Femme. They call her Femme Shepherd. Mass Effect. It's sort of like the video game version of the Showtime series Californication.
Oh.
It's like sex addicts in space, just, running around listening to that Red Hot Chili Peppers album, Californication, over and over again.
Oh,
I don't know why it's so successful. It seems like it would get boring after the first episode.
Do you think that they license those songs for each episode, or do you just play a bulk fee up front?
I'm going to say, if it were me, if this were a Checkers deal, it would be a straight up buyout. I would be like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'll give you $10 and you can have perhaps some of these old motorcycle parts that are being sold on my website, eBay.
How much does the album Californication usually sell for on eBay?
Actually, we usually have to send people like a couple of dollars to take them off our hands.
Oh, geez.
I'd like to call it a loss leader, but it really doesn't lead to anything.
I haven't heard it.
I haven't heard it either, but it's terrible. Hey, remember that song, Sour Girl?
Could you hum a few bars?
She was a sour girl the day that she left me. What? Brainstorm.
Oh.
eBay Studios' first show, Sour Girl.
Okay.
Listen up.
All right.
Here's how it goes. Okay, the mush-faced girl from Parks and Rec. What's her name? You know, the girl that's all like, wah, wah. I'm gonna look at the camera.
Fantastic Aubrey Plaza. Yes.
Okay, yes, okay. Aubrey Plaza gets into one of those, the fly-style transmutation chambers. But she's got a package of Sour Patch Kids in her pocket that she forgot about. Oh. She's transformed literally into a sour girl. She's walking around New York City, you know, and everyone's trying to cheer up. They're like, hey, why don't you cheer up? And she's like, no, I can't cheer up. I'm a sour girl. Also, crows are constantly trying to eat her, which is maybe why she's upset.
Okay, that would be.
I'm thinking we commit to 100 episodes of this bad boy right now and try to get it into syndication.
Well, who? Okay, I don't want to step on your goals. Always have goals. Is she by herself? There got to be other humans in the show in order for.
She plays every character. It's the Clump style series.
Oh, like Orphan Black, yeah.
What?
Orphan Black is.
Oh, yes, of course. That show starring Claudia Black from Farscape that explores her past as an orphan. Love it. Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Love it.
Right.
Didn't Frank Black do the soundtrack to that?
I think it was Barry White.
Oh, Twister-Rooney.
Yeah.
I love it.
Aubrey Plaza is great. I'll pretty much watch anything with her in it. I was even excited to see her in some Newcastle Brown Ale ads recently.
What? Tell me about these.
I don't know if they're going to be actually airing during the Super Bowl, but they're about Super Bowl advertising. And they got her to pretend that they're working on all these schemes to get enough money to place an ad for the Super Bowl. It's kind of anti-advertising, but it's...
Gee, I wonder if a beer company can afford a Super Bowl commercial. Guess they can't. Guess these people that are selling super expensive liquid poison all around the world can't afford that $4 million for that Super Bowl ad. Better have a viral campaign. Whoa. You kidding me?
I wouldn't say such things quite yet, Mr. Checkers, because you might need some product placement in your shows.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. It's called Newcastle.
Okay.
Okay. Now look, it's about a family in Scotland. It's sort of our answer to Downton Abbey. Takes place during the early 1900s, and then these new money guys, they build a new castle in the town of Oldcastle.
Oh.
And so, you know, it's kind of like a will they fit in, you know, will they or won't they kind of thing.
The villagers are like, what is going on? That castle is shaped funny.
Yeah, because the castle's shaped like a giant bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale.
Okay, so it's more like just a tower.
I believe the correct term is parapet.
Okay. So it sounds like eBay Studios is up for just about anything, and you haven't really nailed down your lineup yet?
What? We have the strongest, clearest voice in internet broadcasting. Oh. Sour Girl, Newcastle.
Yeah. Is Sour Girl a sitcom?
Interestingly enough, it's a game show.
No.
Yeah. It's a sort of a Billy on the Street style thing where Aubrey Plaza, as a giant Sour Patch Kid, walks around New York interviewing people and asking them quick questions, those people also played by Aubrey Plaza, to win prizes. For example, a baseball signed by Don Mattingly, a broken iPhone, the Silver Surfer comic, you know, signed by Rush Limbaugh, who, I'm not sure if you knew this, he had a very short but memorable run as the writer of the Silver Surfer.
I didn't know that.
You didn't read Limbaugh's Surfer?
It makes sense, though.
Remember when Silver Surfer was like surfing around the galaxy, telling immigrants to go back to their home planets.
Right? And he's like, hey, Galactus, this one over here, they're not working hard enough. Chomp, 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 chomp.
Yeah, exactly. And remember when the Silver Surfer built like a huge fence around the Earth? Earth exists in 3-dimensional space, and the fence just kind of went around it once. But it was a good effort.
I do like when spaceships decide to form a blockade.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah,
good stuff.
Exactly. It's great stuff.
All right, so you've got a game show, you've got period piece.
Newcastle. And guess who stars in Newcastle, obviously?
Hugh Grant?
Close. Think ABC.
Skeet Ulrich?
That's exactly right.
Oh,
it's Skeet Ulrich still in character from that movie where he had a bomb in an ice cream truck. No, I'm just kidding. It stars the guy that plays Castle from ABC's Castle.
Oh, good old Nathan Fillion.
It stars Nathan Fillion. It's also Frank Castle is in it.
Oh.
As you might know, the Punisher from the Marvel series of comics.
Oh, thank you.
And then finally, their daughter is one of those chess pieces that looks like a castle.
Is she?
Watch out for her. She'll switch places with the king in no time.
Is she a Halloween costume?
Let's just say a Halloween costume got put in one of those The Fly style transformation chambers with a little girl wearing it. Next thing you know, she's transformed into a walking, talking rook. Her name is Brooke.
Well, that's terrifying. Twice.
Giant talking castle, Castle from Castle, Frank Castle in a new castle.
It sounds
And the show's called Newcastle. We're giving it 1,000 episode commitment so it goes straight into super syndication.
Why doesn't eBay Studios just remake The Fly? Because it seems like you've got that on the brain.
The Fly?
Yeah, the movie.
Turn it into a
No, okay, it's probably been about 25 to 30 years since somebody's seen it.
How do we turn that Fly into a TV show? Because that is a brilliant idea, and you're hired.
Oh, great.
How do we turn it into, okay, what if somebody went into The Fly style chamber with a VHS copy of The Fly? So then they get transformed into literally The Fly, a walking, talking VHS cassette that has to find love in Venice Beach, California, where the weirdos are. Yes. So it's like, you think this guy's weird. He's the normal one in Venice.
This guy's on stilts. At least he doesn't have wings.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's not up on a giant ladder holding rubber snakes and pretending they're real to get tips from people.
Yeah.
Which is something that really happens in Venice Beach, California. There's a guy that stands up on a giant ladder and holds a bunch of rubber snakes and then wants money.
Well, I mean, he invested in the snakes.
Look, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be recouped on his initial snake investment.
No. How much is a rubber snake going to cost you on eBay?
And
what
depends. Was it signed by perhaps Jake the Snake Roberts? Was it signed by the voice actor from Solid Snake? Was it perhaps signed by Cobra Commander, the biggest of snakes?
I wish you luck, I guess. I wish you luck.
Sounds like you're wrapping up this interview. I have 19 more shows to pitch.
Okay, just give me half of one.
Half of a show? All right. Listen, man.
Yeah.
It sounds like this is kind of your dream, is to be in television. I mean, I don't mean to be so forward, but like, it sounds like you've kind of got an interest in this stuff.
I certainly do. I don't know if I want to be behind the camera in front of it, to be honest.
Okay.
I like them both.
You a big TV fan?
Yeah, you could say that. It sort of raised me.
What are some of the shows you like to watch?
Oh my God, today or when I was a kid?
Let's say today.
I really like slow British crime dramas like your Broadchurch or your Happy Valley.
Do you like that show Lilyhammer? It's about a giant hammer and a 4-year-old girl named Lily.
No.
And they run around the Swiss Alps trying to solve mysteries. Obviously, again, I've never seen it.
No, it's based on...
It's okay. B+. It's good like I'm doing my taxes watching. I assume I haven't seen it.
Great. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Thank you so much for being on Clock Out.
You're very welcome. I actually may I give a parting thought to your listeners?
Oh, sure. They're all ears.
Brenda, I know that I've done some things that maybe I'm not proud of. Going and sleeping in your car at night, cuddling up to pictures of you, with your new boyfriend that I found on Facebook, and then, deleting his pictures and putting my face in there.
No, that's, yeah.
Trying, selling our marriage certificate on eBay, and then.
I'm afraid if you continue with this, Brenda's going to stop listening to my show.
All I have to say, Brenda, is I'm here. I'd love to take you back. I'd love it if you would take me back.
Don't do it, Brenda.
Which is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And if you do decide to take me back, I promise.
Please don't unsubscribe.
You can star in a show from eBay Studios called The Jerk Who Runs eBay. It'll star me, Crisp Checkers, as a man who gets put into the fly style chamber and transmutes with a copy of a marriage self-help book, becoming the best husband ever.
Oh.
It'll have 10,000 episodes and go straight to Ultra syndication. Please consider it.
That's actually very sweet-ish.
Brenda, you can star in it as my wife, although we will probably also want to audition a Tawny Katane-style blonde with big melons.
Oh, geez. Okay, Brenda,
don't quit.
Don't hang up.
I'm sorry, Brenda, you're off the show. Tawny Katane, you're in. I love you, Tawny.
All right, good night, everyone. Thank you for sticking through that short intermission. If there was one, may have just been some music. Who can say? I want to thank Asterios Kokkinos for being my guest today. Say hi.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
This is my real voice, unfortunately. That wasn't a pretend voice.
Yeah, you sound innately cheerful, and it's a joy to talk to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, look, I got good reason to be cheerful. I'm on your show. Thanks for having me.
In case there's some weirdos in the audience who don't know your name already, what would you like them to know about you?
Well, I would love them to know that I'm a comedian, a comedy writer, and I have a mini comic out called "The Enemies of 20-Something Mega Man," and it's a little comic book. And the idea behind it is that Dr. Wily builds a series of robots based on the annoying people we meet in our 20s.
Love it.
So Mega Man has to fight unsolicited diet advice man, or acts dodgy about his family wealth man, or really hardcore about karaoke man.
Sure.
Nonchalant cocaine use man is in my comic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just all the jerks you run into in your 20s.
Where do I find that? I want to read it.
And you can pick it up at devastatorpress.com/megaman. Digital copies are just $1. Print copies are $5. And if you like me, pick up a copy.
All right. Thanks, man.
This was way too much fun. This is way more fun than I usually have. So thank you so much.
All right. Great. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.